Wonderhussy here. And by here, well, I mean Baja California Sur. S-U-R, that means south in Spanish, for those of you who don't speak Spanish. And, well, I didn't realize this either, but the Baja California Peninsula is actually divided into two states, Norte and Sur. And, well, we are all the way down in the southern half. I'm just sitting here drinking my morning coffee at the water's edge in this beautiful little bay that I keep forgetting the name of. And I guess that's for the best, because the people who like it down here probably don't want me to talk about it. This is one of them places where you can just camp right on the beach. They have these little palapa huts that you might be able to see my rig right there in the middle, sandwiched in between a bunch of other people, which, to be honest, is, well, the only thing I really don't like about camping here is, gosh, I'm used to being out in the middle of nowhere with nobody around me, and here you're really, well, you're jammed in cheek to jowl. But hey, that's a small complaint for this amazing campsite. I think they charged us $10 each. I'm down here with two friends. We're all in separate rigs, separate Toyotas. They charged us $10 a piece to camp on the beach here, and for that price you get a palapa. Well, you get the use of the bathroom, which is pretty rustic and minimal, and, well, that's pretty much all you get. But for $10, what do you want? Let's see how the water is. One of my friends was saying that it's actually real nice and warm. Oh wow, look how clear it is. Ooh, I mean, relatively speaking, yeah, it ain't no hot spring, but it's not the friggin' Pacific. We're on the east coast of the Baja Peninsula, so we're on the Sea of Cortez. And, well, I guess maybe it's a little bit warmer than the Pacific coast. I don't know. I've only been down here once before, but, well, now I'm down here on this 8-9 day expedition with two people that I never met until now. And, well, it's been interesting. Anyway, we spent all day yesterday driving. We drove like 500 or 600 miles. I'm not kidding. I guess the guy who planned this trip, he kind of has an itinerary mapped out. And, well, he figured it would be best if we just went ahead and plowed on to the far southernmost point of the itinerary. And that way, all we have to do is leisurely make our way back up north to the U.S. So yeah, we covered like 500-600 miles yesterday, and it was wild and exhausting. But we made it here, and it's totally worth it. It's beautiful. There's a really cool couple camped next to us from Arizona. They're camping down here all winter long. In fact, they just bought a house over here that they're renovating. And she told me there's a hot spring nearby. So she let me borrow one of her kayaks. Really a nice lady. And I'm going to paddle around the corner here. Supposedly it's not very far. And check out this hot spring. Whew, I gotta take a break for a minute. Man, when that lady said hot spring, I jumped in the kayak and started whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. She said something like, it's just around the corner and I have to go past a little secret hidden beach, which I think that might be it. And then she said to look for the house that has a whale skeleton out front. And it's supposedly right at the bottom of that house. And one of these houses is supposedly the one her and her husband just bought and are remodeling. Can you imagine? What a friggin' awesome place to live. Look how beautiful. Especially that one colorful house, the little private beach at the bottom. And then look at this freaking water. Look how beautiful the color is, how clear it is. I can definitely see wanting to retire down here. Okay, break time's over. Gotta start paddling again. Oh, okay, I can see. Well, you probably can't see, but there is a whale skeleton under that house right there. So I guess the hot spring is right here at the base where all these rocks are. Okay, I found it. Look. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's steaming and it's a hot day. Look at that. That's got to be super hot. She said it's really only soakable when the tide is high enough for the seawater to mix with it. And unfortunately, I don't have my thermometer with me. Well, I mean, it's in my car, but I didn't bring it because I accidentally dropped one of the batteries. I slipped and fell when I was at another hot spring in Puertecitos. And the dang batteries fell out, and one of them fell in the seawater and got messed up. I did fish it back out. I didn't litter, but unfortunately my thermometer is not working. But I can tell just looking at this thing from the steam that it is going to be very hot. I don't even know if I want to put a toe in. Let me see. I'll put my finger in. Oh, it's hot, but it's not like boiling hot. It's just too hot to get in. But then there's this other pool here. Maybe this one's better. This one's a little bit farther out into the sea. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Woo-wee! Better get in. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you can see the hot water from that top pool is flowing in through that pipe. Ooh yeah, it's burning me. And then it's mixing with the seawater here. That's coming in from the bay. And it's pretty freaking nice. I can't complain. Here I thought I was just gonna camp on a beautiful beach and spend a leisurely morning catching up on editing. Then I heard the word hot spring. And it's funny because I did read about this hot spring in my guidebook. I have those, you know, those guidebooks everybody carries around. Hot springs of the Northwest, hot springs of the Southwest. Well, this one is in the book and I read about it. I just didn't think we were gonna be coming down here on this trip. It's called Santispac, like Santa's pack, S-A-N-T-I-S-P-A-C, Santispac. Santispac Beach, come to find out, is where we were camped. Sorry if I just gave away anyone's secret, but oh my god, this is amazing. You can see I just kayaked right up to the beach there, and golly, if the tide was higher, or if it was nighttime, sitting in this big stone tub would be really cool because it's deep. Yeah, it feels so amazing at night. And then looking up, can you imagine how many freaking stars are out here? Because it's pretty remote from any major cities. I mean, Baja California in general doesn't really have any big cities. Other than like Tijuana, Mexicali up north. Down here, it's all just little settlements. So there's hardly any light pollution. And it's just spectacular. Oh, wow. Okay, that hot spring was amazing. But even more amazing was this guy that you might be able to see rowing his boat in the far distance there. He looked like Ernest Hemingway, and he sounded like Ernest Hemingway. He actually is a newspaperman. He owns 5 newspapers in California, but he lives down here in the winter. And man, he just yacked my ear off for literally over an hour. My friends already paddled away, I think. Oh, maybe that's one of them over there. Anyway, I think I better get back in my kayak, though, and paddle on back to the beach, because I think we want to go into town and have some lunch. And, but before I leave, just one more pan around this amazing little cove, bay, not sure what you would call it, with this beautiful hot tub. Look at this bird, man. Look how red or orange the beak is. There's 2 of them there. What a beautiful bird. I wonder what that is. Look at the eyes, too. The eyes match. Wow. That's a trip. I feel like the stoner Sir Richard Attenborough. I always forget if his name is David Attenborough or Richard Attenborough, but you know, he'd be like the orange-breasted marmot. And here's me. Wow, look at his beak. It's a trip. Oh wow, look at that guy. Isn't that like a crane or something? Hi, feller. There he goes. Beautiful. Yeah, it's like I said, I think in this video or in one of the videos I made on this trip, I love the desert, but a little known secret about me is I also love the ocean. And that's the one thing I missed about living in Vegas, is I'm so far from the ocean. And that's one thing I love so much. Probably the thing I love so much about Baja California. It's the desert, where the desert meets the sea. Best of both worlds. All right, time to take a little trip into town and see about some food and cash. Okay, we're in this little town, Mulegé, looking for the bank so I can get some money. Then we can go get some food. They take mask wearing very seriously here, by the way. If you don't wear a mask, supposedly you get fined and sent to, well, instead of sending you to jail, they actually send you to the COVID ward in the hospital. And you have to help out with the COVID patients and basically get COVID. That's what we were told, so that's why I'm wearing a mask. Okay, I found a bank and I got some money out of the ATM, but it's all freaking pesos, so it's confusing. I think I paid a $5 transaction fee, but I had to do 2 transactions, so I wasn't sure how much money I needed. but I think I have enough at least to get me lunch now. Alright, I bought this ice in town and it says it's made of agua 100% purificada, which I take to mean purified water and not the kind of water that'll make me get, what do they call that? Montezuma's revenge, or whatever that traveler sickness is. People get diarrhea in Mexico. Hopefully this ice is made out of okay water and I can enjoy a nice margarita without having to worry. Well, another wasted day in paradise. It seems like it's a lot quieter tonight. There's not as many people out here. I think part of that is the Canadian snowbirds that normally come down here in the winter weren't able to because of COVID. So I think there's a lot fewer people down here compared to most years. Anyway, there's a little beach up ahead that looks really interesting because as opposed to where we're camping there, where we're kind of like jammed in cheek to jowl next to other campers, you know, they really kind of pack you in. Well, if you go down the beach here, it looks to me like, you know, kind of boondocking, wild camping. And I think there might actually be a warm spring over here. I have that hot spring guidebook with me, and it mentioned there being a couple of different hot springs on this beach. So I think there might be another warm spring in this mangrove swamp. So I thought, while there's still a little bit of daylight left, let me walk over here and see if I can find it. I mean, you can see there's only a couple other rigs parked here. One of them is like a travel trailer, and the other one is a school bus. Oh God, can you imagine how much fun those people in the school bus are having? Okay, well, I came across what looks like it might be the ruins of an old hot spring tub. And it's full of old beer bottles and beer cans. But golly, it's so far above the water line that I can't imagine, even at high tide, that that's ever a hot spring tub. You know, I thought I read in the guidebook that it was kind of back in a mangrove swamp. So, I don't know. Kind of seems like it might be more back in these trees here. Maybe this little dog is going to lead me the way. Where's the hot spring? Where's the hot spring? I thought it might be a hot spring guide animal, but I think it's just sniffing around where somebody took a poo. Huh, maybe it's down this path here. What could be down this mysterious mangrove swamp path in Baja, California? Could this finally be where I find the serial killer I've been looking for? Or could it just be a dead end? Well, I wandered around that mangrove swamp until I ran out of daylight. And I even asked a couple of the people who were camped there if they knew anything about a warm spring being back there. But no one knew anything, and it was getting dark, so unfortunately, I had to give up and go back to my own camp for dinner and a good night's sleep. One last unpleasant little task before leaving this otherwise beautiful beach was visiting the ladies' room. Ooh, yikes. I mean, jikes. Anyway, we spent, oh gosh, about, 36 hours here at this beautiful little beach. And last night, I went for a little walk along the beach towards this little cove where there's some people just kind of free camping. Such cool people. I was talking to this guy from Arizona who lives in a converted bus. Oh my God, he was so interesting. I could have talked to him all night, but came back, had a campfire, went to bed, and well, here we are next morning. And it's time to head on down the road again. Although technically we're not heading down the road, we're heading up the road, since this was the southernmost point of our trip. From here on, we're just going to start making our way back up north towards America. Well, I guess we're technically in America. Well, we're in America. We're heading back to America. And, well, I'm actually looking forward to seeing what new surprises await me in beautiful Baja, California.